So welcome back guys, this is going to be part 2 of what if Naruto was a dragon slayer and neglected. And so we last left off with Naruto in the classroom, you know, and so yeah, let's continue from there. Now, this part I'm going to make it short, so yeah. So yeah, let's continue. Naruto is of course going to be, act as if he's dumb, middle in studies, though he's prodigy like hell. He surpasses every limit of prodigy. He even accessed his Rinnegan. Yeah, Naruto has the Rinnegan, but I will show you the Rinnegan right now. This Rinnegan amplifies every Rinnegan, all of Naruto's abilities, everything of Naruto, and gives Naruto a humongous boost in chakra, control time, use Kamui, teleportation to dimensions. It has like only 1 second cooldown for almighty push and pull. So this Rinnegan is a broken Rinnegan, and it can has pure like genjutsu proof. So yeah, Naruto was given this dojutsu and he kept training with this, and so Naruto is OP like hell, and with his Dragon Slayer magic, yeah. Now in the academy, everyone saw like Naruto was like fine. He was doing kunai through fine, and in his part, Naruto always is given the fight with some weakling because everyone think that he's weak, so they never let him fight with prodigies like Menma. Though, and then like Menma wanted, Menma and Sasuke wanted to be humiliated when they do, and even Mito wanted them to humiliate Naruto when they do, missions. So yeah, or they don't want him to pass the Ganon exam. So yeah. So yeah, and in this time, every day Sasuke and Menma tried to, ask her out in date. Of course, I'm talking about. Wait a second. Go what? Why is it not going forward, man? What the hell? Oh, never mind. So yeah, they were like, they asked her every day on date, and she of course refused every single time. This infuriated them, but they kept their calm, and they were like, if we become ninjas, if I become Hokage, she has to come and fall on my knees. But then Menma gets an idea, like we can use my father's Koto Amatsukami. And he says to his father, and his father like, I cannot. And then like Menma asks her father, ask his father to teach him how to use his Sharingan to keep Genjutsu. And yeah, he does, but his Genjutsu is pretty weak, and so I'm gonna say that Menma somehow Minato was able to Minato awaken the ability to use Koto Amatsukami again, and he does. And he was surprised when he called Suki and he asked, he did the ability, and the Suki is like, wow, nice Sharingan of yours, but I don't care. And she just walks away, and then like Minato was confused and surprised. He's like, she resisted, she was resistant against Koto Matsukami. That girl is amazing. And then he finds her document and sees that she has all five chakra natures, and her birth and was not given anywhere, like her bloodline or anything, her surname. So he was like, this girl is perfect. Her five chakra natures. The next generation is going to be pretty OP. And so guys, she starts to train Menma, Mito more, and Sasuke to learn Sage mode and master their dojutsus. And so yeah, just a minute, guys. I'm just drinking some juice, so please wait. So guys, they understood that she was in love with someone else. So every day they start asking her who was she a crush on and why does she hate them. And so like that this happens until the age of 13. The final graduation day appeared, and all the teams for everyone were excited. And then Menma Mito had enough. Mito and Sasuke had enough. They request her, and then she says, "Okay, I'm in a good mood today. I'll tell you. My crush is Naruto Uzumaki. I like to call him Naruto. And she just said Uzumaki just so that they can know. And then she also says, aka Naruto Dragon Girl, who changed his name. And then they're like, Naruto, the demon. She is a demon. And then before they can tell her she like that she's a demon, he vanishes. I mean, she vanishes. And they're like, I'll kill that demon. And so Menma, like during the spar, he requests on the final day, I want to spar Naruto. And like Iruka goes, oh sure, why not? You may do anything to the demon. And you know what? Not demon. Like you can do anything, Lord. Man, like not Lord Menma. He does not go Lord Menma. He's like, yeah, why not? And the match between Naruto and Menma occurs, and every clan member were watching. And Naruto goes, "Oh, so I can finally use my Keke Genkai, hey?" And then they're like, "What Keke Genkai?" And Naruto goes, "You just wait and watch." And then they're like, "Okay." And Naruto, he says, "You ready?" And yeah, they go. The match begins, and they start fighting, and then Menma starts doing fire style, fireball jutsu, and Naruto says weak. And the second fireball hits, they see a little smoke, and then they see Naruto with no scratch on him, and Naruto runs towards and kicks Menma, and then Menma says, "Oh no, you don't, demon!" He just shouts in this way, and then he's like, "Earth style, earth wall," and Naruto just like because Naruto was about to kick in the earth or it's obliterated. They're like, what raw strength? And then Menma is surprised. He's like, now it's my turn. Water star, water wave. And Naruto is completely dodges. And then I'm gonna, and then what happens is Sasuke also is there in the fight. It's Sasuke, Menma versus Naruto. And Sasuke goes, lightning style, lightning. And he makes it water lightning. And then Naruto jumps inside the water. And then the next thing, everyone notices the lightning is gone in the water and Naruto comes out from the water and his lightning fist is like Dragon Slayer, Thunder Fist, and completely obliterates Menma and like Sasuke out, and they both knocked the fuck out. And Minato's like, "What? The demon cheated. He did something," and he's like, he gets angry to go punch, but then he Naruto goes and he hugs you know Suki and Minato knows about like Sasuke and them having crush on Suki, and he actually wanted Sasuke to marry Mito, but he wanted he wanted I'm gonna say who is he? Yeah, he wanted Menma to have two wives, and the other wife should be his loved one, which is going to be Suki. And so yeah, he goes and then goes to Suki's like. And before he does anything, Suki activates without anyone seeing her Rinnegan. It makes Minato forget about the like about the Rinnegan and makes him forget. It makes him in a genjutsu that he was forced. Like he had no other choice but to make like a very good sensei which is Kakashi, of course. They know about Kakashi, so they make Kakashi be the team leader of you know Suki and Naruto. And so yeah, this is the new team 7, and there's another new team which is team like team Kakashi. This is team Kushina, and team Kushina is with 4 people. Unlike every team, it's Sakura, Haruno, useless, aka useless, yeah. Mito, stupid. Menma, a big bossy head, and Sasuke, emo kid. And so yeah, and their build is somehow they pass, like even though they all failed miserably, Kushner just passes them. And for like for Naoto's team, what happens when Kakashi comes, Naoto and Yusuke are like sitting and they're hugging each other and they're sleeping, and then Kakashi sees and is like, oh, lovebirds. And then Naruto wakes up and he's like, oh, Kakashi sensei, will you come on? And then Kakashi's like, well, you come up to the roof. And then he, vanishes. Body figures. But when he comes to the roof, he sees Naruto and Suki. They're sleeping on each other. And then they're like, what? How did you come in? Naruto's like, that was a shadow clone. You are a Jonin. You must have known that. And he's like, what? You guys know shadow clone? And they're like, duh. And he's surprised, but he's like, okay, explain about yourself. Then Naruto goes, my name is Naruto Uzumaki. I have a secret mission. I created that mission and I want to complete it. And my girlfriend Suki. And he's like, oh, someone has a ship. And Naruto goes, yeah, so what? And my favorite book, he takes out from his pouch, Ichi Ichi Paradise. And Kakashi's eyes wide and he's like, we no, you are my favorite student. And Naruto goes, yeah, thank Kakashi Sensei. And he goes, no problem. And then he takes out his, Ichi Ichi Paradise book and he's like, which page are you in? And Naruto goes, in this page. And they're like, oh, you are the same page as me. The same line. And Naruto goes, yeah. Kakashi goes, yeah, awesome. And then, like Suki like, hits her forehead, like, you both are perverts. And then Naruto goes, yeah, the one who's doing the different poses to at the night, but though it's too early to do that. And then he's like, wait, different poses? What do you mean? And now and Suki goes and punches Naruto, says like, Baka, don't tell others. And of course Naruto smiles and goes, okay, okay. Are you embarrassed? And Naruto goes, and Suki goes, she's red like a tomato. She goes, I'm not. And she, turns around and Naruto goes, okay. And then Suki says, well, my name is Suki and my likings are ramen just like Naruto and my crush. And then Naruto's waiting and then she's like, fine, you got me. I love Naruto. And Kakashi goes, my ship has sailed. And Suki goes, shut up. And Kakashi goes, okay, okay. And then, so yeah, he tells him to eat and not, or else you'll puke. And of course, Naruto knew about it, about the belt test. So he's like, they go home and they make strategy. And so the next day, when they come late, like just 2 minutes early before Kakashi comes, and when Kakashi comes, he sees them, and then he sees they're not hungry. He's like, "How are you guys not hungry?" And he's like, "I read your mind. I read that you should not eat, and actually, a ninja should always eat before going. So that's one reason. And second, I read your mind. And the third thing, I read your mind talking about if they will be able to do teamwork, unlike the other teams." And Kakashi's like, "So you can read minds, eh?" Naruto goes, "Yeah, duh." And Kakashi goes, "Okay, okay. Now start the bell test." And Suki, she says, "Fire style, fireball jutsu, and water style, water dragon, lightning style, thunder stream, earth style, earth impaling jutsu, wind style, wind sights." And Kakashi's eyes wide and is like, wait, she has all five chakra natures? And he keeps jumping around. And Naruto also says the same move. He's like, these kids have all five chakra natures. And Naruto goes, Kakashi sensei, I trust you. So I'll tell you a secret. But don't tell the others that we have all five chakra natures. And he's like, okay. And Naruto touches, his hands goes in fire. And Kakashi's like, eyes widen. And then he sees Naruto gaining this weird markings on his hand. I'm going to show you that markings, this. And then he does this mode. He has these flames. And Kakashi's like, damn. And Naruto punches obliterating mountains. And then he's like, damn. And then the next thing he sees is a kick. And Kakashi's KO'd. His mask is burned. And Naruto sees, he's like, oh. And then the second, when Kakashi wakes up, he's tied to a tree. And Naruto and Suki are eating. And then he's like, what? And then Naruto feeds Kakashi. And he's like, wait, where's my mask? And Naruto goes, well, you were so foolish that you underestimated us. We kicked you with a single kick. You got defeated. And I was holding back like hell. And he's like, I got defeated by a Genin. And then he's like, I healed you. Your face was almost burnt, like very brutally. And I had to heal it. And he's like, wait, you are a healing ninja? And they both go, yeah, duh. And then, I'm going to say, Kakashi was told about how how not Mito, I mean Suki was the granddaughter of Hashirama, Senju, and Madarauchi, and like Kakashi's was eyes wide. He was like, "Damn, you're from both. Like, you're from a very powerful breed." And then she smiles, and then Naruto gives him a new mask, and he's like, "Damn, thanks." He took his Ichichi Badass book, and Naruto also took, and like Suki was like face palms herself, and she's like, "You guys will never change." And Naruto smiles and goes and kisses her, and then kisses her for 10 minutes, and then they remove, and they're like, and Kakashi's eyes was like completely divided, like, you guys not only did that in front of another person, but for 10 minutes, and you're not even huffing puffing. How good are you at this, guys? And Naruto goes, well, we have been doing this from so many years, and then Kakashi's like, what? Did you guys, are you guys virgins? And they're like, unfortunately, yeah. And then they're like, what? Unfortunately? And they're like, well, we have the ability of till age of 18, and we won't, like, become old. And so I had to wait till the age of 18. And then he's like, oh, okay. And then Naruto goes and explains that he's this dragon slayer and everything, and is like, Kakashi's like, awesome, but can I test you? And Naruto's like, okay. And then Kakashi does like, Chidori, and Naruto just eats the Chidori away. Like, damn, that lightning was gross. It wasn't that tasty. And Kakashi's like starts crying out from one eye, like, why did you call my lightning gross? Why did you call my lightning gross? And Naruto's like, okay, now I'll show you my lightning. And Naruto does Chidori, but his lightning is yellow, and then that Chidori destroys mountains. Is like Kakashi's eyes wide, and like, damn, who am I raising? Who is in my team, man? I have a miniature demigods in my team. What the hell? Dude, why am I even working? And then Naruto touches Kakashi's headband, and that Kakashi has a renegade. And Kakashi's like, I told you, these guys are gods. How the hell are they in my team? Who the hell? How the hell? Why the hell did Minato neglect him and keep him in my team? And then Naruto goes, well, we had to use Genjutsu on him. And then Kakashi's like, damn. And how did you know that I was thinking this? Naruto goes, I told you, duh. My poison ability allows me to read other people's mind. So I was like, oh. And then Naruto starts training with all of them, and they do 1 month of D rank missions. But unlike canon, they don't take one. Kakashi takes every day 200 D rank missions, completes in a day, and, and then and they gain a lot of money. And I'm gonna say that Naruto used his powers and was able to create in some forest a massive mansion for them, and so all of them lived there, three of them. And I'm gonna say that Naruto had the ability of his dojutsu, was able to bring a person back to life, and he was able to bring Rin. And I'm gonna say that right now, you know, Tsunade's apprentice, she hates Tsunade, and she left Tsunade, and she and Kashi started to live together. Like, they started liking dating each other, and so they live together. And Rin is actually found out that told everyone that Obito is still alive and all that, and now it was like, I knew it. And he keeps searching for Obito, and yeah, they did not find Obito. So yeah, that happens, and they will find Obito. Don't worry, guys. I'm not gonna kill poor Obito, and Izumi Uchiha is still alive, so you guys don't have to worry about her too. So yeah, and so Naruto like hides the mansion that even like Minato cannot find it. He's so amazing in seeding techniques. So yeah, then Naruto actually got up to 50% of the chakra back. I'm gonna say that like of Ninetales. I'm gonna say that Menma and Mito have been using Ninetales chakra recently a lot, and so the Naruto got them all back a lot. So he has 50% chakra, so which is very good for him. And so yeah, now what happens here is Naruto actually keeps gaining like stronger and stronger, and every D rank mission. And so what happens is they ask for a higher rank mission. So this is when they were given a team mission with Team Kushina, which they gladly accept and leave. Now what happens is Team Kushina, like Menma and Mito, like Menma and Sasuke both try to touch, you know, like privates of course, you guys know it, Suki, and Suki beats them both. Like Suki is not like Sakura, but she kind of sometimes is. She's not Sakura. She's not useless at all like Sakura. She does not has temper like Sakura. So she's in every way she's very kind and good and gorgeous too. So yeah. And so Naruto and they come and they see this two demon brothers, and Naruto and Suki demolish the demon brothers. And I'm just to let you know, they go in very very slow speed. Only Kakashi and Mito saw it. I'm not Mito, I mean Kushina. Sasuke, Sakura is of course useless, and Mito, they did not activate their Sharingan, so they did not see it. And I'm gonna say that they, when they were going, they saw the puddle. Like all of them knew that they were, like except Sakura and Team Kushina, they are useless. So they did not know. They did not know that there was demon brothers in there. Even that, like, bridge builder. It's not his fault that he does not know. And I'm gonna say that when the bridge builder was drunk, and he saw, like he saw like Suki, he saw the beautiful girl, and he saw her like a teenager. So he's like, hey baby girl, do you want to go on date with me? And like she's like, wait, what? Ew, no, I have a boyfriend, I don't want to. And then she's like, but you are a teenager, how will you have a boyfriend with a kid? And he's like, first of all, I'm not a teenager. And second of all, if I'm a teenager, you are an old man. How will I go date with you? And then, Menma and Sasuke beat him. Like, they, like, are about to punch him when, the Minato stops him, and then, he faints away, the bleach builder, because of, the amount of drunk, the level that he was drunk. So, yeah, that happens. And Naruto keeps training with like in his mindscape a lot, so he's very strong. And so yeah, and going, this is when the Gato's 2 months, which are of course like Naruto heard, and he told his team, and of course Kakashi was ready. And the second that sword came, Sakura's half of the hair got cut. Mito's a little bit hair got cut, and she had like a big cut on cheek, but of course it healed times 90 as chakra. And yeah, everyone dodged except Naruto, who just demolished the like, entire blade, and he took the broken Exodus blade, and Suki had the broken piece. And then they're like, when Menma and Sasuke saw it, they think that Suki broke it. When Naruto broke it, and Naruto's flames appear on the sword, creating the burning, flaming Executor sword. And then he fights Zabuza, and he destroys the tree where Haku is hiding, and then Haku and he fights. He single-handedly takes them both, and then Suki comes and she's like, elemental style, elemental blast, jutsu, and she does an elemental blast, completely demolishing, killing, you know, Zabuza and Haku. So yeah, that happens, and Naruto takes the sword with him, and yeah, and he gives the sword to Kakashi Sensei, and Kakashi holds it, and he carries it with him. So when they reach to the Tazuna's house, Inari still says that, like, about the trash, that you guys are lucky that you guys live in such a big mansion and all that. And I'm gonna say that Team Kushina was still far behind, and Team Kushina was talking about how the demon is with that beautiful woman, he should not be with her, and all the trash. And yeah, then Naruto goes, do you know anything? Do you know how it feels like being tortured from the age of 2? under her being on a chair, and being electrocuted, burnt, hit by everyone, almost dead like 5 times or even 100 or 50 times, and your parents neglecting you, do not giving you food, and throwing you out, and not even caring about your death, and on your death news making party. And he's like, no. And Naruto goes, you are just a brat. Do you know others outside the village are suffering, and you are here living in a house? At least you have luxury than them. You should be happy about it. And then he just throws Inari and walks away. Like, little tears comes, and I'm gonna say Suki goes with him into the forest, and then he's like, "Is that all he told true?" I'm pretty sure nobody went through that, and and Kakashi goes, "No, that is absolute true. He went through that pain." Just because he has the nine-tailed fox, they started calling him demon, even though the one who started calling him demons in the starting were the one who had the nine tails within her her mother, who is coming right now with red hair, the Junin. She was the one, and her entire team neglected Naruto, beat Naruto to very deadly point. And then Inari develops a gigantic hatred for the leaf, especially Minato, Kushina, and their family, the Uzumaki Namikaze Uchiha Senju family. And everyone in the village thinks that men Naruto are special because they have the chakra of the nine tails, and they think that they are a complete perfect bloodline when they are just nothing but just a trash, massive trash. Sorry, guys. And so when Naruto is in the forest, he was crying when Suki comes and kisses him and says, "Don't cry. I'm here for you. Whatever happens, I'll always stay with you." And Naruto hugs Suki, saying that, "Thank you, Suki." And so yeah, and Naruto then uses his time ability to find Gato's base. He finds Gato's base, and he does not kill Gato. He actually instead takes away all of Gato's luxury away from him. And he comes back to the village, and then they start cooking. Like, they go into the forest, they capture fishes and everything, and because they saw how poor the village was, everyone was starving, so they cooked everything like they possibly could. And they started to like, Naruto was stupid in cooking. It was worse. If he wanted to cook, his flames would just completely demolish it. So he had to and Naruto can control his flames and lightning however he wants, all of his magic abilities. So yeah. So Naruto was fighting, you know, Naruto bought so much food, and Suki cooked it all up, and it was like so delicious that everyone were eating. When, like, I'm gonna say, Gato's men came, and they saw Suki, and Suki was thinking something, so they knocked Suki out. And Suki was like, she was not at all she was thinking about Naruto, and then she got completely distracted by Naruto's. And like, I'm gonna say that once Naruto was in the washroom, and she peeked into it unknowingly, and she saw that everything in a boy looks like, and she held bleeding nose. She from that day thought of not to think about it, but she couldn't stop but think, and then thinking about it, she got knocked out. And yeah. And I'm gonna then what happened is, the Gato's men took her to a base, and they're like, first we will use her, and then we will give it to Gato, who can sell her. She's so beautiful, she's meant for us to use. And when they removed their clothes and were about to do that to her, Naoto, having a sensory abilities and connected to Suki, understood what's happening, and he teleported to Suki and demolished all of them, and he woke Suki up. And Suki was like, "Oh, what happened? What happened? Where am I?" And Naoto explains everything, and she's like, "I'm sorry, Naoto. I was distracted." Naoto goes, "And what were you thinking about before you got distracted?" And then he's smirking to himself, and like Suki's like completely ready. She's like, I was thinking nothing." And Naruto goes, "Ah, come on, I read your mind. Come on, say it. I want to hear it from your own mouth." And he's like, "Fine, I was thinking about you when you were bathing." And Naruto goes, "If you really want to do it, we can do it now." And then she's like, "What if others?" And Naruto kisses her. And so yeah, they do that 80 plus thingy there, and they come back late in the night, and they're blushing, and then they like Sasuke and Menma see them, and they're like, "What happened?" where were you? And then he notices them both blushing. He's like, did you guys do it? And they're like, no, we just kissed, which is absolute lie. They did all that, and then they were like moaning and all that shit. So yeah, and they're like, man was angry, like, I did not get to kiss her, and that demon kissed her. I know what's happening, and that's what he thinks. And I'm gonna say that they returned village early in this time, like the bridge when was about to be completed. This is when Gato comes, and now to then and with Suki. Suki does a water style, and now to does a massive, he uses the dragon lightning and destroys everyone, and then kills. Then Naruto comes and slices of, like, burns Gato to crisp, and that's the reason why it's called the Great Naruki Bridge, yeah. And in the it's a short name of Naruto and Suki Bridge. It's called Naruki Bridge. And the Menma and Sasuke are even more pissed because the name should be written after them or Menma's family. Instead, it's written after the demon, and that Suki is added in it as if they are couples. That's the reason they're completely mad. And so, yeah. And they returned village early in this time. They had 3 weeks of time, and Sasuke and Hinata, Suki. I mean not Suki. I mean Mito, Menma. Take train, Sage Mode, and other abilities. And yeah, Naruto. He does a dragon contract. I don't have the dragon photo right now. And Suki does Phoenix contract. And they train with the Kakashi. Kakashi teaches them all the 1000 jutsus. And Naruto and Sasuke, Naruto, Kakashi, and Suki, they leave the village without telling anyone. They leave and they go to find Akatsuki. They find the Akatsuki, and Naruto slaughters every Akatsuki member. And then he kills even, my favorite character out of all of Naruto series. He's one of my favorite guys, and this is Itachi. He kills Itachi, and Itachi breaks out of the game. Just is like, thank you. And Naruto goes, no problem, because he then uses his King of Hell and saves Itachi. Then he uses his healing abilities and removes all the illness of Itachi. And then he takes Itachi with him, and he knocks Obito down, and he takes Obito with him. Now, when Obito reaches home and he wakes up, he sees, like, you know, he sees, I'm gonna say, Black Zetsu was killed. Yeah, Black Zetsu got killed, and when they reach there, they see this amazing sight. Like, for him, that's an amazing sight. He sees Rin, and he's like, Obito goes and hugs Rin. He's like, I think I'm finally dead. I can see you. And Rin goes, no, I'm alive. I was revived by Naruto, and Naruto explains that how Madara tricked you and how Madara was tricked by Black Zetsu, and like, Naruto was furious, but then he was like, okay, and then like Naruto touches him and Itachi and Izumi, and all three of them get, internal Mangeki Sharingan, and but only Kakashi has EMS and Rinnegan, which can be activated and deactivated. They all have EMS, which can be activated and deactivated, and can go perfect Susanoo. And so yeah, then Naruto like goes to the cloud, and he says that he wants to become a cloud ninja, and he revives, the previous, I'm gonna say, third Raikage, and this made the fourth Raikage very happy, and he was like, "We'll do anything for you." And then Naruto goes, "Well, I only want to become a ninja, and I want to become a Kage if I'm worthy." And then he's like, "Of course." And he requests them to, like, not only look for power but also kindness and everything. And he uses his talk no jutsu and his, like, dojutsu's ability to make them kind. So the third Raikage and the fourth Raikage becomes kind, and he programs all of the village to never betray him. And especially if anyone touches his girlfriend, they're dead. That's how he programmed everyone. Like, yeah, like everyone are just like normal humans, but when they are trying to do anything to their, like, they will never think about harming you know, Suki and never try think about betraying Naruto. So yeah, even in the deadly consequences, they will never allow that to happen. So yeah, and so let's go. Now Suki decided for one day she wants to sleep in the forest alone, and she was sleeping, in a small tent. This is when she was attacked by Sasuke and Menma, who were trying to make her finally obey to them. But then they were surprised when that was just a shadow clone. And then a note came. She's like, I just wanted to see if anyone was good. I hate you guys even more. And this made them both angry like hell. So they are like, we need, this must be a genjutsu owner. And so they learn how to break genjutsus and everything like that. And then they go to Mount Miyabuko and train. And Sasuke and Minma. And so, yeah. After, the 3 weeks, they come to the academy to attend the Chunin exams. Now, when they entered, there was a weak ass Genjutsu, which of course Naruto didn't even give a crap about because that Genjutsu doesn't work on him. And there was so the Suki. So they were just walked in. Every boy was watching how Suki's beauty. They were amazed. And some boys were looking at Naruto, and some girls were looking at Naruto, seeing they can clearly see his abs like through the shirt, and they were like, "Damn boy, that kid is muscular." And so what happens is when Naruto and Suki enter the Genjutsu, like I'm gonna say Sasuke still fights with the Chunin, and Rock Lee blocks both of the attacks. Like pretty much like it was just a baby game. And Rock Lee, and then like when Naruto and Suki go and they see, you know, Kakashi, and then Kakashi says, "Best of luck. Out of everyone, you are the only team that are just two." And so yeah. So what happens is Naruto smirks and goes, "Don't worry, Kakashi Sensei, we'll make you proud." And Kakashi smiles, and Suki smiles, exactly like in this picture. So yeah, they go and they go to this waiting room. And everyone are waiting, and then all of the Genins appear, and they're like, Konoha 12 appears, and they're like, "Huh, isn't that what we call the weakling? The demon and the beauty princess." And even every boy likes Suki. Even Shikamaru, being the lazy ass he is, he still likes Suki. And I'm gonna say that Naruto is even smarter than Shikamaru, and Suki is also. And Suki is smarter than Naruto. And but Naruto is stronger and he's a battle strategist. In battle strategy, he's the god. But in intelligence, Suki is far beyond Naruto. If you could have watched My Hero Academia, yeah, My Hero Academia, if you would have seen this Principal Nezu, he's crazy intelligent. He is as if he sees foresight and then he creates plans. It's something like that, but his plans are like flawless. That's how intelligent Naruto and Suki are. And so every boy and even from every other villages are like fangirling over Suki's beauty. And then the first part of the exam begins. Suki and Naruto complete the exam in 1 minute and they go to sleep. And everyone were looking at Suki like, ah, she's so beautiful. And how did that kid complete the exam? How did they both complete the exam so quickly? Because they can clearly see that they completed the exam. And Ino tried to take over Naruto, but then she got pushed back by some immense seven colors power. Like that took a form of a dragon and a fox and completely pushed her back. And she's sweating, and her every single bone in her body is like so swelled up. She can't even move or talk. And so she somehow wrote one answer already. And for the entire exam, she was shaking like hell. But somehow they all passed, like in canon, whoever passed, and they go to the forest of death. Now, here's the difference is going to be when Anko throws the kunai, like he notices that you know Naruto and Suki are holding hands and they're smiling at each other. He throws kunai and nobody's noticing them, and like because they like Menma thinks that Menma is asking that if they do well, every boy also thinks that if they do well, she'll come and date them, whoever is strong, she'll date them. So yeah, even Gara, being the emotionless guy he is, he still thinks that. And in this one, Gara is hated even more by his father, and so he wants to leave the village. So you'll see what will I'll do. Now what happens is Naruto goes, and Naruto gains the power of Sage of Six Paths also. Yeah, he gained it. He met Sage of Six Paths. Let's go back to flashback. Naruto was training, and then he collapses and he goes to this world where he sees Sage of Six Paths. Sage of Six Paths explains everything, and then he says that you are my both sons' reincarnation, and you are somehow my reincarnation too. And he's like, what? And he goes, yeah. And so I entrust you with my power. And he gives all of his power to Naruto. And the Sage of Six Paths, Kurama, and then both Indra and Ashura are in Naruto. And I'm gonna say that Shukaku notices that, and he's like, father. And even like Gara thinks father, but he saw that Naruto, he notices that Naruto and Suki are holding hands, so he's like, so they both are dating. I cannot do anything about it. Damn it. And so yeah, now what happens here is Naruto. Naruto, is Naruto like keeps straight like his strength secret, and so yeah, just leave that. Now she throws kunai at Naruto. Naruto just activates his dragon sharingan, which is this one. Naruto activates it and then burns the kunai to ash, and then Suki is angry that she tried to attack her Naruto Kan, and so she goes and like bitch slaps Anko. When Anko is the knock the fuck out, and they are like, "A Jonin got defeated by this Genin." This gave them more reasons to start liking her because she's a strong woman, and they're like, a strong woman needs a strong man. Anyways, so yeah, all of them think that, and like the boys are like, that bitch is going to be mine. I'm gonna use her. Yeah, they are like that, and they're like, Menma is like, Suki-kun, Suki-kun. Yeah, he's like that, like Sasuke, and both of them are like completely acting like an innocent babies. They are somewhat like not Suski-kun. I mean Suki-chan. Yeah, they're like Suki-chan. Just like Naruto in Link Canon is like always like Sakura-chan like that. And yeah. So what happens is Naruto and Suki are going to like easily complete the forest of death, breaking even like again Minato's record by like a far amount. They come like in 1 minute, and I'm gonna say that they were like Orochimaru still gave curse mark to Sasuke, but then he gave curse mark to Menma and Mito. But I'm gonna say that when they told about the curse mark, you know, like the fourth Hokage was intelligent, so he was able to remove the curse mark and remove Orochimaru's soul. So now they have the power of Orochimaru's. So this made them him even smirk. Now they can use when three of them go to sage mode, they get the curse mark to form, and they get in the sage mode eyes. So yeah, now what happens is from here on, like I'm gonna say that whoever passes, except here I'm gonna say Menma Mito are added, so they pass. And Sakura, she was completely knocked the fuck out in the I'm gonna say in the forest of death, that she can like no, she passes, but like what happens is some guy stabs her through the heart and she dies. Like yeah, with like revenge, he stabs her through the heart and she dies, and he was kicked out. So Sakura is dead. Whoever wants, you can enjoy her that. So yeah, now here Naruto decides to show his true power. So it was fight between Kiba and Naruto, and they're like, Kiba's like, I got to fight the demon, the easiest and the weakling of the class. Yeah, I'm gonna pure win. And then all of them are like, go Kiba, show him the demon. And then Suki's like, go Naruto-kun. And they're like, damn it, she's with him. And then like, I want her to be mine. And even everyone thinks that, and Naruto goes, all right, Suki-chan, you just watch this. And then as soon as Menma comes to, the dog breath, he says dog breath to Kiba, come here and fight me. And then when Kiba goes to with Akamaru and uses all of his power, and he does the two fox tail beast, the fox transformation, and he does fang over fang, like two-headed fox wolf. He does that. He knows this in this what if, and he does that, and it creates a very powerful drill. And with this drill, he goes and was about to hit Naruto. Then Naruto says, "Fire Dragon, Fire Fist," and he makes his fist have lightning also. So it's like Fire Dragon, Lightning Fist, and obliterates Kiba. Kiba is almost like, if Naruto wouldn't have hold, he was using almost less than 1% of his power. If he wouldn't have hold back, Kiba's half body will be vanished. And Naruto is a perfect Jinchuriki too, because he opened the cage for Kurama. He actually obliterated it. So yeah. Now let's go to the next part of the Chunin exams. They were given 1 month, and like Minato was surprised because Naruto did no hand signs. He was able to use hotter flames than even a normal chakra flames are, and not the red flames. He used just the normal flames, and yet like he was like he was able to use no hand sign lightning too, fused with the fire. So he was kind of surprised, but he was like, Menma can also do that. And so yeah, they do 1 month of training, and Naruto trains with Kakashi, and Obito and Rin started to date each other, and Kakashi and apprentice of Tsunade started to date each other. Naruto started to do those 18 plus stuff with Suki, and he reads a lot of Ichi Paradise, and thanks to Kakashi, all the girls are now like are angry at Kakashi, like because of them their man are now became perverts. They're always like because of them all of them became perverts. And the thing is, everyone, Itachi, Obito, and Naruto, all three of them are now every all the boys are now reading Ichi Paradise, and even the Raikage himself is reading Ichi Paradise. Both the Raikages. And Naruto goes, well, that pervy sage was good at nothing except for writing these books. And I'm gonna say that Jiraiya wrote all the books earlier in this one because he wanted to train Menma and Mito. So yeah, he wrote the books early, and so Naruto and like no, like all of them have early their books, and even the Eight Tails Killer Bee loves those books, and so yeah, Naruto always reads them, and when all the girls are like, why do you guys always read those books? And then all the boys, everyone says this. Well, if you call us perverts, then you guys are perverts too because you guys give us different poses. And all the girls are like tomato and red, and they're like baka, and they just leave. And so yeah, Naruto learned how to do Dragon Force completely, and so yeah, boy, it's good for Naruto. Now Naruto comes to the leaf after 1 month, and this is the for every match like goes like in canon, and I'm gonna say that Suki had to fight some random guy and obliterates him, I mean. And I'm gonna say that Orochimaru is not planning on doing the attack, and Naruto in that 1 month of time he made Gara nice. He sealed Shukaku, and he made Gara perfect Jinchuriki, and he told Gara something. Gara, I'm your first friend. Let's be friends. And Gara was happy, and he told Gara to join the Cloud Village, and so Gara accepted. He joined the Cloud Village, but he will come back only after the Chunin exams. So yeah, every match goes, and then it's the last match. It's the last match, and the last match is Suki won, and the last match was Naruto. The second semifinals was Naruto versus Menma, Mito, and Sasuke. Everyone were like, "Yay, beat them!" And I'm gonna say that Hinata got draw with um who is it, Neji, and Hinata thought Sasuke about the destiny thing, and he was like, destiny says that you have to lose, and all the trash talk, and Naruto goes, oh yeah, then how about this, I'll break the destiny, and then they go for the fight. Naruto beats the crap out of them, and then all of them get angry, and they're like, how is this demon strong, and all of them create 100 char clones, and Sasuke create 4. Naruto then uses a fire fist, destroying everything, and then they're like, sage energy. And then Naruto goes, isn't that disqualified if you use those? And like the fourth Hokage, Minato goes, shut up! I changed the rules. If you others don't know Sage Mode, it's not my fault. You are allowed to use Sage Mode. If you know, you can use it. I don't have a problem. And Naruto smirks to himself. He's like, so I can use it, huh? And he's like, yeah, but you don't even have a summoning or sage energy. He's like, oh, you just wait. And Naruto closes his eyes and opens, has blue pigments over his eyes, and he has slit eyes with you know a plus. It's like a plus mark, like in six path sage mode. Yeah, and then he has elemental energy coming, seven dragon rainbow coming out of him like this, little bit. Nobody notices. Naruto goes, godly punch, and then all of them open their eyes and they are in sage mode, and they do their summoning. And Naruto does godly punch and destroys all the summonings. And all the summonings are, damn you brat! And they go to time Naruto and they're like, so you are the strongest summoning of me, eh? And he starts to laugh like a madman, and then he does hand signs and he says, summoning jutsu! And he summons a dragon. And everyone are like baffled. And then he's like, this is my sage mode. This is where I got my sage mode from. And he says, let's go, fireball jutsu. And then he does a fireball jutsu. The dragon does a blue flames, obliterating and defeating Sasuke and all the summonings. Like Sasuke had a snake summoning somehow, I'm gonna say. And then Sasuke gives him all their chakra, all of his chakra to Menma Mito, and curse mark chakra too. And Menma Mito activate their curse marks, and they go to their tomb, and they're like, Naruto's like, so you guys are demons. Naruto's like, and then Menma Mito like, shut up, you are the demon, and their skin gets completely peeled off, and now and they go into their eight-tailed cloak, and they start throwing Biju bombs, and Naruto goes, are you idiots? If you use the tail beast chakra, the chakra will finally come back to me. You're using 8 tails, a lot of chakra. That means I'm getting a lot of chakra back. And you're not even a perfect Jinchuriki. And Naruto starts laughing, and then he goes and is like, drive mode. And then like a blackish blue energy appears, and everyone are like, what? And he does one fist, defeating Menma and Mito. And then he takes some of the chakra away also, which nobody noticed. Now the final match of the day was Menma, which was Naruto versus Suki. Now Suki was like, Naruto, I'm not gonna hold back, and Naruto was like, yeah, don't. And Suki smirks, and Naruto goes smirks, and then they both go into their fighting stance. And Naruto then says, all right, Suki, get ready. And he activates, and then he shouts, this is my Keke Genkai. And then he uses a fire in his hand with lightning in his hand. And then he's like, his body entire becomes lightning, I mean, like metal. And he's like, Iron Dragon roar! And then Suki dodges, and Suki activates her Sharingan, and they're like, what? And then she's like, wood style! And then she captures Naruto, and then Naruto breaks out of it as if it's nothing, and she smirks, and then Suki goes, I'm a Senju Enden Uchiha. Look at this power! And then wood style, Susano! And then wood style comes, and Susano. Ribcage comes and smacks Naruto. Naruto breaks the Susano, and then he goes, alright. Fire dragon, lightning fire, steel dragon, roar! And destroys Suki and Suki. And they have an epic fight. When Naruto's holding like shit back, Suki is going to be a high Kage level fighter. And Naruto is going to be an above high Kage level fighter. Completely above. He's above Kage tiers. He's a demigod tier. So yeah, and they have a epic clash, and then Naruto goes, all right, Naruto activates his Sharingan, and they're like, what? In this, and Naruto then says, then goes to this mode. It's like his demonic flames mode, and he does, the demonic flames and obliterates Susanoo and Woodstyle and demolishes, and destroys Suki. He does not use his black flames, and then he uses freezing fire and freezes Suki, and then he uses again the demonic flames and obliterates Suki, and then he carries. Then in the smoke, he's like, "Suki, are you okay?" And Suki's like, "Yeah," and she gets knocked down. And Naruto's like, and then the Proctor announces Naruto is the winner, and everyone was shocked. That first thing, Naruto has the Sharingan. Second, that girl knows Wood Style, and Naruto also showed Wood Style. Okay, guys, and that girl can even use Ice Kick again, guys. And they saw that Naruto was able to do this, no hand sign jutsus, and was able to do, I'm gonna say, per plot component, used storm relief. They're like, damn boy, these guys have very powerful KK game, guys. And like like Kushina and Minato have an evil smirk, and Menma and Mito are very pissed off. But then they saw and their father and mother smirking, so they thought there's something they're doing. So they smirk too. And so, yeah, guys. Now Suki is going to be in the hospital for a day, and then she recovers, and yeah, they are walking through the village. This is when they are called by the Hokage, and in the meet they are called into the meeting. So this is where I'm going to end this part, guys. Just kidding. And they go. When they come to the meeting, they see all the elders, Danzo, all the elders, civilian council, the shinobi council, the Hokage, and all the leaders of every clan. And when Sasuke goes, as the leader of the Uchiha clan, I order you to marry me so that we can have a perfect Uchiha family. We can have a perfect breed kids. You are a Senju too, and you have good style. You have so we are going to keep you in CRA, and then she slaps, like Minato says about the CRA, so she slaps him and she's like, no thank you, I have a boyfriend. And she kisses Naruto, and Naruto too. And then Naruto goes, Naruto, my son, you have to come back. He was actually thinking in his mind like, I'll bring him back, I'll extract all of his cells and kill him, and then I'll give it to Menma and Mito. I'll take his eyes, the special eyes I saw the dragon. And then Naruto goes, oh, never mind. And I'm gonna say that Naruto used, Susanoo too. And they both of them went to almost partial Susanoo. And that's why like he wants it. Because Menma Mito cannot go into partial Susanoo at all. They can only go into the ribcage, that skeletonal Susanoo. That's it. They can never go into the other Susanos. And for Sasuke, he can go into the armored Susanoo, but not further. So he wants that from Naruto. And Naruto goes, he asks Naruto, is that your full power? Naruto goes, that was just 5%. And Suki also goes, yeah, we were holding back like hell, but even though I still lost. And they start laughing, and then they're like, and all the council is like, too bad, now you both are in CRA. And Naruto goes, and that new KK Genkai, how did you get it? Naruto goes, I inherited it, I was given it, and that's why my name is now to Dragniel. I'm no more your clan, and I'm not your son. And then he's like, you are our biological son. And Naruto goes, I removed all of your blood from me. This pisses them even more in the like, but still, but they control it, and they're like, but still, you are our son. Come, we did not abandon you. And then Naruto goes, well, sorry, I disguised myself and bought you a paper of me be like no more being your son, and you guys without reading it signed it, so I am not your son anymore. And he shows the document. He's like, and yeah, if you guys want to throw it, he activates his Sharingan and Kamuis it away before Minato can even like touch it. like they all saw it, but Minato was trying to burn it. And Naruto like Kamui said was like, so now that this is over, I'm leaving with my girlfriend, and I'm gonna say Minato still has yellow hair, even though he's an Uchiha. So yeah, and they're like, you can't go anywhere, Anbu, and like Anbu and Root Anbu come, and then Danzo's like smirking to himself, like, I want you both to be mine, and then somebody like Shinobi council members are like, if we make them both breed, we'll have a better chance, and like let's just go like back to a flashback before Naruto and like Suki comes. They were talking about how to make Naruto like and Suki will have a kid. They'll be very popular, and then Naruto and then Minato steps in. He's like, no, we'll extract all of Naruto's blood and we'll keep it into Menma and Mito. They'll become, they'll get their Kiki Genkai of no hands and jutsus and those very powerful metal abilities. Naruto was able to make his hands steel and everything, and use lightning and able to go into shadows and all that. They saw that, so they were like, we can get all these abilities, and they're smirking to themselves. And so yeah, the Anbus were like, kill him. And when they went to kill Naruto, Naruto just says, pathetic. And he Kamui's away. And he Kamui's away with all of the people he wanted. And I'm gonna say that Might Guy Might Guy, Asuma, and that she was very good at Genjutsu. I forgot her name, man. Yeah, they take her too, and all of them leave the leaf, and they go into the cloud and they become rogue ninjas. Naruto comes back. Now the Shadow Clone comes back and tells that we all have become rogue ninjas, and I'm crossing out all our name headbands, and he throws up all their headbands in front of Minato, and then he poofs, and Naruto becomes a cloud ninja with everyone. So this is where I'm going to end the part 2, guys. I hope you guys enjoy this. If you guys enjoy, please like, share, and subscribe to this channel. And so, well, thank you guys. I hope you guys enjoy this video. See you in the next part. Bye.